right now.
On November 5th, 2015, I was the manager at KeyBank in Ontario, Ohio. I never imagined that someone would come into my home and demand what they did. What they wanted me to do was to rob the bank.
This man was waiting for us. He wanted us to be there.
Mommy?
Liam! As a mom, your worst nightmare is something like this happening and you're with your children and you're helpless.
If you have to kill someone, kill me.
There's a man here, Daddy.
I don't care how you do it, just do it.
It's open.
Take everything.
What if one of them panics and triggers an alarm? And I kill your family?
My name is Brian McConnell. In 2015, I was the manager at KeyBank in Ontario, Ohio. I was in charge of managing the staff, day-to-day operations, and meeting with customers, business development, community development, just all in all, making the branch profitable.
Brian and I met when he was working at the KeyBank. I was managing a restaurant in the same shopping center. He came over to the restaurant and would try to sign me up for online banking.
Back again, huh?
Yeah.
Have you decided what you want?
Yes, I will do the special today, please.
Sounds good.
Also, hey, have you given any more thought to signing up for online banking?
I've been thinking about it.
Really? Okay, that's great.
Oh.
Thank you. Sorry.
We'd only been dating about 6 weeks when I proposed to her. Katie, she was very energetic, full of life and happy.
He was completely different from anybody else I had ever met. He had it all together, and he was just really sweet.
We both wanted to start a family. In 2011, we had our son. A couple years later, we had our daughter. And our house was full of life.
I was a stay-at-home mom. My son was 4 and my daughter was 2. Brian was promoted to the branch manager in Ontario, Ohio. It was the busiest branch. It was a big deal for Brian.
Let's go see Dad.
Hi.
Hi.
Brought you lunch, Daddy.
You did. Thank you very much. And thank you.
How's it going today?
Good. Good. A little busy, but it's all right.
Oh, you look lovely.
Thank you very much. Is everyone behaving?
Yeah, you know. We have to go get Liam to a play date, and then Zoe's got ballet lessons, so it's a very busy day.
Okay.
Oh, and we clearly need to get going. Hey, Liam, Zoe, let's go.
I love you. Love you.
Love you too. Liam, bye.
See you guys later.
Let's go, Zoe. Let's go. Yeah, we gotta go outside. She's so cute.
That is because she looks like her mother. Hey, may the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you too.
I was a part-time teller at KeyBank. For me, Brian wasn't just a good manager, he was a fellow Star Wars fan. I had a Yoda sticker on the back of my van at the time, and it said, "Do or do not, there is no try." And so we instantly clicked.
I really liked my job, got a lot of gratification, really loved the customers, loved the team I had.
Brian was named one of the top 10 under 40 in the community of Mansfield in Ontario, and Richland County as a whole. It was a big deal. I felt I could learn from him, you know, because he's successful.
Back Back in 2015, we had policies for opening the branch. As a branch manager, I would typically go in first and unlock the door, clear the branch, shut off the alarm, check all the nooks and crannies and make sure that there was no one in there, and then set up an all-clear signal that people knew it was okay to come in.
So I would be looking for Santa hanging on the window to know it was all clear. But they would keep it up until the bank opened, and then they would take it down.
The main vault we had to open every morning to get the drawers out and get the cash out and everything. The timed vault was inside the main vault, and the timed vault is the one that carried all of the cash. It was all of our reserves. Most banks have that on a timer so that if someone does come in and rob the bank, they're not going to wait around the 15 or 20 minutes for that timer to go off. They just leave with the small amount of cash and go. The timer's basically a robbery deterrent.
Every teller goes through robbery training. The main message the bank gave the tellers was to be safe and don't worry about the money. Your life is more important.
We don't want anybody to be a hero and try to save the money because it is insured and they don't want people to get hurt. On November 5th, 2015, I got up extra early, went to a board meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning. That was an exceptionally busy day where I had a lot going on. I had some stuff to do in the evening also.
Thank you. Thank you. See you later.
That day, I went for a play date at my friend Lindsay's. When I came home, it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I walked in, I noticed that it smelled like cigarette smoke a little bit, but my mom had been there a few days earlier and I thought maybe she had smoked in the house. I didn't think that much of it.
Liam, you gotta go potty for me, okay? Okay.
I couldn't even comprehend what was happening. I was thinking I live in Galion, Ohio. Like, this is like from a movie. Like, it just, you can't put into words what it really feels like because it was terror. This man was waiting for us. He wanted me to be there. He wanted us to be there. It was terrifying enough that there was a man coming out of my son's closet, but then how he was dressed was even more creepy. He had a bandana over his face. He had a fedora cap. He had gloves on, which really made me nervous. I didn't know why he had gloves on. That just made me uneasy.
Liam! This is gonna be so fun. We're gonna play a game. And when it's over, you're gonna get a prize, okay? Okay. You want us to go downstairs? Can I please get my daughter first?
My name is John Sigler, and I'm a detective for the Ontario, Ohio Police Department. Ontario, Ohio is central Ohio. We are smack dab in the middle. The area is very safe. We have a lot of property crimes that we battle. As far as violent crimes, we don't deal with that in our area a lot.
Bank robberies, normally it's someone coming in with a gun and demanding money. And usually they get in and out very quickly with a small amount of money. But I never imagined that someone would come into my home and demand what they did. Had a few back-to-back meetings that day. I didn't even get back to the branch until around noon. It was one of those busy days where I had a lot going on. I never took a lunch or anything. I had no idea anything was going on at home.
The babysitter. I had plans tonight. What do you want me to say? Okay, I'm sorry. But can I please text her instead? I never call. She'll think something's wrong if I call. Okay, there. I did it. It's okay.
On the inside, I was dying. I was completely panicked. As a mom, your worst nightmare is something like this happening and you're with your children and you can't, you're helpless.
please put on a show for the kids? They're just little. They can't just sit and wait here all night. It'll keep them occupied. Please.
He would not speak to me, but handed me a card. I think he was trying to not engage with me, but I just kept trying to engage with him. I wanted him to talk to me. I wanted to know what was going on. I wanted to try to make him see me as a mother, as a person.
What they wanted me to do was rob the bank. I always thought that there was a good chance that someone would come in and rob the bank. The bank that I worked at was very busy. It had not been robbed in a very long time, so I figured it was probably due.
Key Bank in Ontario, Ohio it's a small town bank. It's very family oriented. It's one of those, when you walk in, they greet you and they know you have a family, they know their names and all that good stuff.
I am Detective Sergeant Michael Vyers. I'm with the Richland County Sheriff's Office Major Crimes Unit. They certainly wanted to target somebody that would have access to the money. You'd have to have somebody that would have the authority to go in and get the money out of the bank. They were certainly looking for somebody that would have family or somebody that they would be able to target to have some sort of a leverage on.
All I was thinking was, let's just call him right now. Let's get him home, you know. Let's get this moving. You know, you can get your money and you can go. My heart sank when he said, you know, we're doing this in the morning. I was like, no, not in the morning. I could not imagine going through an entire night feeling this way. I knew he was communicating with someone because he had a track phone, and I would see him texting whoever he was talking to.
You're watching all these people from the bank? You're watching Shannon?
One of the names was Shannon Stamper. She was a teller that I was friends with.
A robber used my name to scare my boss into robbing the bank. I was working about 20 hours a week. I get up and go to work and come home, and that happened that day. Nothing extraordinary or out of the ordinary happened that day. I spent as much time as I could with my 3 kids and my husband, and my kids were 5, 3, and 1, and it was a very busy time for us.
Are they being hostage too?
So not only was I worried for my family, I was worried for friends of ours. I didn't know who else was out there. I didn't know if they were gonna kill us. I was terrified they were gonna take the kids, or I just didn't know. was just trying to keep things as normal as possible for the children. So I asked him again if I could put on, the television. I said it would be easier for him too, because I said the kids they're not gonna sit here. It's not gonna happen. And he said yes. We watched a movie with him, and he just sat back in the window seat behind us with his gun. And he was actually watching the movie, which was very unsettling. He's sitting there watching a movie, and I don't know if my family's going to live or die.
I still need to call my mom and cancel tonight.
My plans for the evening was to go to a jewelry party with my mom. I was a stay-at-home mom, so anything I was doing to get out of the house, like going to a jewelry party, was a big deal. It was a big night out. So, my mom was really looking forward to me coming over.
She's expecting me to be there. Mom, I'm so sorry. I have to cancel tonight. I know. Me too. The sitter fell through. I know. Next time. I love you. We will. Bye, Mom.
You just want to say, there's someone here that is threatening to kill your family, and you have no idea it's happening. I said, I love you, Mommy. And I didn't know if it was going to be the last time that I talked to her. Two beautiful children. I was a stay-at-home mom. I felt like I was living a dream. Then it was changed instantly. I was alone with the hostage taker from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Brian left that morning probably about 7:30, and he would usually be home at least by 6 or 6:30. That night, he had a city council meeting. The not knowing what was going to happen next was terrifying.
Are you gonna kill us?
I've been a detective at the sheriff's office for a couple years. I enjoy solving puzzles, essentially, when it relates to finding out the whodunit, finding out what happened, how things happened, why they happened. This is kind of a bizarre case. I mean, the events and the circumstances throughout the entire process were just very unreal and made it very intriguing that, you know, somebody was even trying to pull off a caper like this.
If you have to kill someone, if it comes to that, kill me. Brian can provide for them. I can't. Promise me. Brian?
Hey, how are you?
Fine. Where are you right now?
I am on my way to city council. Getting over to your mom soon?
I can't go. The babysitter's sick.
I'm sorry. I know you're looking forward to that. How are the kids?
Fine. They're fine.
I'll speed home after council. Try to get there before they go to bed.
Listen, can you pick me up a pack of smokes on your way home?
Cigarettes? Maybe you quit.
I know, it's just been a stressful day with the kids.
Katie did ask me to pick up a pack of cigarettes for her on the way home, which was extremely out of the ordinary. She had quit smoking 5 years prior.
I definitely knew it was going to upset him if I said, bring me home a pack of cigarettes. I wanted to give him a clue that something wasn't right.
I didn't really think anything of it. I was focused on how busy my day was.
I don't know. We'll talk about it when I get home, okay?
I should probably get going. Hurry up and get home, okay?
I'm trying. Love you.
Love you too.
I had no idea that anything was going on.
I don't want it.
Oh, you have to have a couple bites.
I don't want it.
How about some water? You want some water?
I was always thinking of a way to get his DNA, anything that I thought maybe the police could use.
Here you go, baby.
I finally did get him to drink something. He had a glass of water.
Eat your dinner.
I was thinking, oh, yes, you know, we got him. But then he immediately washed it himself afterwards. I knew that he smoked, and I was thinking, you know, maybe the police could use the cigarette, but...
Hey, you think we can go outside for a smoke? I'm dying for a cigarette. All right, you finish up, okay? Yeah? You good? You look after your little sister. I'll be right back. See you in a sec.
He took the bandana off of his face when we were outside smoking. I couldn't believe it. It was dark, but I could still see his face. He was a good-looking kid. He seemed young.
Thank God for cigarettes, right? You a Christian?
I told him, God will forgive you. He will forgive you for everything. I was just trying to make a connection with him and trying to get him to think about what he was doing.
Thank you for giving me your last cigarette. But seriously, these are all the smokes you brought? What kind of bad guy are you?
It helped to make a joke of it, but I was also just trying to connect with him again. You know, he kind of laughed a little bit, and it made me think that maybe I was getting through to him, like, even a little bit. When we were done smoking, he took the cigarettes with him.
I ended up going to the city council meeting, but as soon as that was over, I kind of bolted and headed home so I could get home and hopefully see the kids before they went to bed. Usually with Liam, I would spend a little extra time and we would chat a little while and talk about our days and for my day.
The whole time I just was hoping that Brian was gonna come home. I just really wanted him there, you know. We had watched 2 movies. By the time our second movie was over, I heard Brian coming in through the garage. The man that was holding us hostage, he instantly got up.
Brian's home.
There's a man here, Daddy.
Brian, it's okay.
Liam walked up to me and said, somebody's here. I didn't know what he meant exactly. I saw someone backing into the hallway, and he was wearing a bandana and a hat. I was trying to figure out what costume this was and who it was under there. I was trying to run through my head who it could have been. Katie said it's going to be okay, and that's when I knew it wasn't going to be okay. Hey! I was in shock. Had no idea why he was there, what he wanted. He wasn't speaking. He just motioned for me to have a seat. And then he started handing me note cards.
What do you want? What's this? Robbing my bank? Doing this in front of my family?
Brian, Liam thinks that this is all a game, okay?
I can hear his voice raising, and I instantly just put my hand on the back of his shoulder, and I said, you know, Liam thinks it's a game. I told him it's a game.
I knew then that I had to calm down because the kids didn't realize anything was going on. I read the cards. It said, if you don't do exactly as I say, I will kill your family. After I read that, I couldn't really comprehend anything else that the card said.
It's yours.
I tried to separate the kids and Katie from him, so I asked if they could go into the front room.
Can Katie take the kids to the front room so we can talk?
Okay, come on, girlfriend. Ooh, you're getting so big. Come on, Liam. Come on, baby. We'll come back, I promise.
I kept reading the cards over and over. I did read on there that they had people outside of 3 different people's houses. It said on there that I should know these people. One I didn't recognize at all. The other one seemed familiar. The other one was Shannon Stamper, which was one of my tellers. She had small children at home and everything too, and they said that they would kill them also.
They had my name, they had my address, they had my license plate numbers. They said that they had been watching me, so they knew my habits. They knew everything about me. I just thought, oh my gosh, you know, and terror went through my mind because I have small children, and if they knew where I lived, then, you know, they saw my kids, undoubtedly.
I need to go over this plan with you one more time.
And I was asking questions, trying to talk to him and get through the details, and he was writing back and forth. Eventually, he started saying yes and no. And eventually he just gave up on the silent treatment and started talking, so it's a lot easier to communicate.
You're gonna go and open up the bank like you always do. You're gonna tell everybody what's going on, and you're gonna bring them back here in your car and tie them up.
How am I supposed to fit all of them in my car?
I don't care how you do it, just do it.
I kept asking him why that. It didn't seem feasible. I didn't want to take my co-workers hostage, and I definitely didn't want to put them in harm's way.
I don't want my family to die. And I know you don't want to hurt them. I get that you're stuck on this plan. But if you just hear me out, I've got a better one.
I kept telling him that people don't get away with bank robberies. And I finally convinced him that my plan was better. And then I worked on fixing the rest of the plan. And this wasn't a robbery, this was more of a heist. I kept talking to him about, you know, the unknowns of having these other people I just kept saying, if there's a way for me to get into the vault early, I could go in and get everything open before anybody else gets there.
Let me go in early and do the robbery alone. I wouldn't have to risk anyone else. Please.
I need to run it by my associate. To stick to the original plan. Sorry.
He said, my associate wants to stick with the plan. I like your plan, but we need to stick with what he wants to do.
Look, I can't guarantee I can control all of my employees. What if one of them panics and triggers an alarm?
And I kill your family.
It's getting kind of late for the kids. Is it okay if we put them up to bed? Everything will be a lot more relaxed if they can go to sleep.
Earlier in the night, I had told Liam that we were all gonna sleep downstairs together. That was my way of making it exciting for the kids.
No! You said we can camp out and sleep downstairs tonight.
Honey, I know what I said, but it's...
I want to sleep downstairs in the living room.
Liam.
No! I'm not going! I want to go to bed.
Hey. Liam, hey. Liam, buddy, I need you to listen to me right now.
I want to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed.
Hey, look, you know what, maybe Katie ought to stay up there with them tonight. It would really help calm him down.
Come on, get him out of here.
Hey, Liam, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Hey, sit up for me. Guess what? Mommy is gonna sleep up in your room with you tonight. You're gonna have a really special camp out up there, okay?
Can I have a story?
You know what? Mommy will read you 2 stories. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. Let's go to bed. Good night.
Leave the door open. I'm gonna check on them every 30 minutes, so do not try anything.
Come on, sweetie. Good night.
Good night.
I told Liam that it would be a very special night that Mommy would go up and sleep with him. That was a vision that kept going through my mind all night, thinking that might be the last time I ever see her.
And the king was very happy to be back home indeed. Finally, back in his very own bed.
What's wrong, Mommy?
Nothing, baby. And that night, the king closed his eyes and dreamed the most wonderful dream.
I read him a story, well, a few stories, and then he finally fell asleep, and I just wanted to make him happy. I didn't know if this was gonna be our last moments together, and I was just trying to make the most of it.
You're not gonna get away with it. You know that, right? Bank robbers always get caught. Trust me, my old bank got hit like 5 times. 4 of those guys got caught, and the 5th guy got killed.
I die.
He said, if I die, I die. He said he was willing to take the consequences. And then Katie started coming downstairs.
Katie?
I can't sit up there anymore, Brian. He's been in the house since 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I remember Brian looking shocked because he had no idea that we had been there all day. I was like, I can't sit up here. I'm coming down. And that's the way it is.
I was watching to see how he handled the gun. He kept setting it next to him, but not far away from him. And I kept thinking, you know, could I rush him? What kinds of things could I do? I again pleaded with him to consider my plan.
I know how I can pull it off by myself. We wouldn't need to involve anyone else. I'm very close friends with our lead teller, Kate. She has the only other safe combination we need. If I ask her for it, tell her it's a matter of life or death, she'll give it to me. I promise she'll give it to me.
One person can't open the vault by themselves. You have to have 2 combinations.
You want this money? You want this heist to work? Let me call her. Please.
Okay. Do it.
Must have been around 4 o'clock or so in the morning where I convinced him that my plan was better, and he agreed to let me call the lead teller and try to get the combinations from her. And it just rang and went to voicemail.
We had called a few times and she didn't answer. She didn't answer this last time, then the deal was off.
At that point, I started to panic, thinking we're going to have to do a different plan, and she's going to see all these missed calls. What is she going to think? But then I called the next time, and she actually did pick up.
Hello? Brian?
Kate, listen to me very carefully. This is not a joke. There is a man in my house with a gun, and he is going to kill my family if I don't do exactly as he says.
Oh my God, what?
Kate, you cannot call the police. All I need from you is your combination to the safe.
Okay.
Thank you.
He was very calm, but I'm sure she was just panicked.
When I got off the phone, I told him I had the combinations. He said to go ahead and go. I started to drive down the road, and Katie came on the phone and said that I needed to turn around and come back.
Brian, you gotta come back.
What? Why? I'm already halfway there.
He says you gotta come back. He has a
associate said you can't leave the house yet. Please, just do it.
Okay? Okay. Okay.
His associate said he would kill him if he didn't follow the plan. He made it sound to be that the other person was very violent and kind of unstable.
Maybe he's gonna die too. He acted like he was scared of what was gonna happen if he didn't do what he was being told to do.
I just don't get it. I don't understand why your partner won't agree to this.
That's what he wants. We do what he wants.
Listen, it is not out of the ordinary for me to get to the bank early. 20 minutes is not going to raise any suspicion. I would be in and out of there before anybody would see me. And your guy would never have to know.
You go in early, but you stay on speakerphone with me the whole time. Understood?
Understood. Thank you.
I know Brian was nervous because there's one part of the road that the call always dropped every single time. If they lost communication, if he didn't call back within 10 seconds, then he was going to kill us.
As I was driving to the bank, I was driving right past the police station, and I started trying to draw help on my window so that maybe they would see it. Then I realized, well, maybe they're watching me and maybe I shouldn't do that. And they said that there was enough people to be at 3 different people's houses. One was Shannon Stamper, one of my tellers.
You're gonna hear some beeping when I first go in. It's just a door alarm. It's normal.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure that he knew everything that was going on so he didn't get spooked or anything. I didn't want him to hurt my family.
Okay, the vault's activated, but we still have to wait 15 minutes before we can get in, but everything is fine.
Good. I wrote on a dry erase board in front of the vault. They have my family. They're making me do this. I took signs and tried to show to each camera what was happening. I was extremely nervous, just wanting to make sure nothing went wrong.
Ryan, you should do me a favor and park your car where you normally do, right now. Ryan, you should do me a favor and park your car where you normally right now.
They said they had all these other associates at other people's places and stuff, but that was when I realized that they were actually watching me. And I said, yeah, I just parked there because it was the fastest way in, and that's where I would park if I was here early, so no problem.
That day on Friday, I had to open. I woke up about 5:30 and started getting myself ready, started getting the kids out of bed. In the morning, it's quite the struggle for me because I have 3 little ones, and so I'm changing diapers and I'm trying to get them fed and I'm trying to get them out the door and get them dressed and make sure that homework's ready. And I had done that morning and enough time to make it early to work. I had enough time to go to McDonald's and get an iced coffee. When I drove past, I saw Brian's car in front of the bank and was like, huh, that's weird. Normally, he doesn't park there. The employees usually parked along the bushes. I was thinking he probably just had to grab some paperwork and was, going to come back out and then park where he's supposed to park. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that the bank was being robbed.
I moved my car, got nervous about what I had been doing as far as the signs. I didn't know how closely they were watching. I tried to look around and see if I could see someone watching me, but it's such an open space, could have been anywhere.
It's open.
Take everything.
I debated on taking the bait money. Bait money's just marked money that can be tracked, but I did. And I threw in everything that was in there, including the mutilated money and the bait money and everything. I didn't want to take any chances. I had no idea of knowing if they knew how much was supposed to be in there. So I, as quickly as possible, locked the door behind me and left.
I saw Brian leaving and I waited. I waited for him to come back because I thought that's what he was going to do. I think that he is probably going to the gas station to get something to drink and he would be right back.
Brian, where are you right now?
Heading home. I've got the money.
I need you to be honest. Was there somebody else at the bank with you?
What? No. No, nobody was there, I swear.
There is now. That's not good.
Look, nobody saw me. I promise.
And I asked him to describe the vehicle so I'd know who it was. He consulted and came back, and he had described Shannon's vehicle.
Go get the kids, take them to the basement.
So I took the kids and we went down into the basement. I was holding them, just praying, and he was supposed to lock the door behind us.
No one had come to the bank and I'm freaking out. It's Friday, we're gonna be busy, we have to get the bank open.
Hey, Kate, it's Shannon. Who's supposed to open today? I thought it was Brian. He was here, and then he just left.
Are you safe?
Yeah, I'm safe. Is everything okay?
No, it's not. You need to go to the safe zone.
Okay.
The safe zone is the place where you're far enough away from the bank to not be in any immediate danger, but you can still see the bank. She had mentioned that I should keep track of all the cars that come in and out of the parking lot and keep track of any people walking around that really shouldn't be there.
I drove home with the assumption I was going to die. way he described his associate, I was afraid that he was going to say to shoot me, so there wasn't a witness or anything. And I just wanted to make sure my kids were as far out of the way as possible, and my wife, I didn't want them to be hurt.
Yeah, baby.
Everything's gonna be okay. God will take care of you, takes care of Daddy. He takes care of all of us.
Thank you, baby. You're so right, he does.
Liam just looked at me and he said, Mommy, it's gonna be okay. God takes care of you. He takes care of Daddy. He takes care of all of us. And I'm just like, I won't forget it, because I mean he didn't say that stuff to me. I mean, never. He never said anything like that, and I just knew that God was protecting us.
Just stand there, help me.
For some reason, he wanted me to move everything from the bag that I took into his bag. He set the gun down next to him. He had done that several times through the night, but it was never more than a few inches away from him. And this time it was about 6 inches away from him. I kept throwing the stacks of $100 bills further and further, thinking that, he would be greedy enough to reach for them and hopefully separate himself from the gun.
Stop it! I'm not gonna hurt you! Stop it!
I'm not gonna hurt you, all right? I just want you to go. I want you to leave my family alone. Take the money and get out!
Okay. Just don't shoot me, man, okay?
He was clearly very scared. When I had that gun on him, I was thinking I could shoot him and end this. But I had no idea of who's outside with what weapons, how many people, who's outside of the other families' homes. Plus, I didn't want my son coming up and seeing someone bleeding. So in that second, I just decided not to shoot him.
Put your mask back on. I don't want to see your face. Get out.
If I don't leave here with everything that I came with, my associates gonna kill me. Please, man, please. I was just hired to do this job. I didn't know you had a family, dude. Man, that's my associate's gun. If I don't leave here with it, he's gonna kill me, okay? And he's gonna come back and he's gonna kill your family. I swear.
What do you need to leave?
I just gotta text him and he's gonna come pick me up.
Let's get this over with.
I just wanted to get him out. I wanted him out of the house as quickly as possible. So I told him to text him. We were watching for the guy to come.
What about the gun? What about it? I'm not gonna hand you a loaded gun so you can just turn around and shoot me with it. What if you just took the clip out and put the gun at the bottom of my bag, okay? I'll put the clip in my pocket. It won't even be loaded. Please.
He'll come back and he'll kill your family. He'll kill everyone. He'll come back and he'll kill everyone. Please, man. Please. He's here. Come on. Please.
You've got enough. Now get out of my home!
What is your emergency?
Someone just robbed me. They took my kids hostage. They're heading west on Millsboro West Road.
They took. They took your kids.
I got my kids back, but they're leaving. They robbed the bank. They were here all day.
Okay.
Send someone after them as soon as possible. They're in Fort Forest.
Friday, November 6th, I overheard radio traffic from the Richland County Sheriff's Office. As soon as I came on duty, I got dispatched to Key Bank for the robbery. We did a perimeter search of the bank, looking for any evidence, just kind of seeing what we can see. And walking around the building, I come around towards the drive-thru, and that's where I look through the window and I can see a dry erase board that says, "They have my family. This is not a joke." And I can see on the counter right next to the dry erase board, there looks like a wallet just laying open. We're able to make entry to the bank just to search it for people, make sure there wasn't any victims or suspects inside. I search, and I'm checking underneath of desks and just checking the area where somebody could possibly hide. And that's when I see the driver's license, and it's Brian McConnell. Wow, this is Brian. I know him. Obviously know him through, a professional nature, but this is a buddy of mine.
I drove to the McConnell's residence where the incident had just occurred, and I step up to make contact with them, and I look in and there's money all over the place. Mr. McConnell said that his family was held overnight. Before the guy left, there was a struggle. As he's leaving out the door, this is what was left behind.
It seemed like it took forever for the police to get there. Once they got there, I felt like my family was safe, and it was a sigh of relief.
I'm thinking, oh, thank God the police are here. The moment I have waited for. And, I'm just so relieved.
It was probably around 9 or 10 o'clock by the time they finally asked us to go back to the sheriff's office. Once we got there, they put us in 2 separate rooms and started talking to us, and I was thinking that wasn't anything too out of the ordinary in a witness situation. Didn't want us, skewing each other's view of events or anything. Then the sheriff came in and asked us if we would be willing to take a polygraph. And that's when I realized, I think, that we might have something to do with this. And he said it was just to rule us out as suspects. But until that point, it never even dawned on me that anyone would even think I had anything to do with this.
I remember being so nervous. I had the worst panic attacks knowing that we had to take polygraphs, because in my mind, even though I didn't do anything wrong, It's so nerve-wracking that you're like, oh my gosh.
When I received the results of that, they said that there was no deception detected.
A couple weeks later, the FBI sent a sketch artist from Quantico. They said that it took so long because they wanted to have the best come and do it. I didn't know what to expect, but he brought a book and showed us different features. And we would say, these eyes look like this, or his nose looked like this. And when the sketch was done, I thought it really looked a lot like him.
There was a reward for up to $25,000 for information. Somebody called in and they said, I know who committed this robbery and held that family hostage. He told us the guy's name was Taylor Chrisman. Part of our looking into him included just generally checking him out on social media, seeing what he's all about there. And on his Facebook, there was a picture on there. It looked like a drawing, you know, hand-sketched type thing of a guy in a fedora with two guns, almost exactly, described from the victims as the guy that held them hostage. Taylor was a local guy, and this kid, along with the help of Chris Hill, committed this robbery.
Chris Hill was a customer at the bank. I had helped him several times before. I always said hi to him.
Hey, Chris. How's it going?
Can't complain.
Still no regular ID yet, Mr. Passport?
Never know when I gotta travel.
Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah. Don't worry, you go.
Right.
I'll see you later.
See you, man. Thank you very much.
He was just a young kid, and we always joked with him. And he would come in often. He never had his ID, but he always had his passport. He was a good customer. He was a good kid, and so it was shocking. It was absolutely shocking when we found out that he was behind this.
We got permission to attach a GPS or a tracking device onto the car that was a suspect car. It was the next day. One of the detectives said, you know, hey, we have movement. It looks like two people's getting into the car. Police stopped the car and arrested them, put them in their cruisers. Chris Hill was booked into the Richland County Jail, and then I believe Taylor Chrisman was taken by the FBI to appear in court.
The next day, my chief calls me and tells me that there's a lady here with $130,000.
I met Sean Murphy when he was 14 years old. He's an extraordinary young man. Yes, he has autism.
You saved his life.
I'm Dr. Sean Murphy.
Difficulty in communicating. Does it sound like I'm describing a surgeon?
Again?
Well, you don't belong here.
You're very arrogant. Do you think that helps you be a good surgeon?
He has spatial intelligence.
You saved his life.
He has perfect recall.
Again?
He sees things in ways that we can't even begin to understand.
Saved his life.
Again? There.
He's got a serious deficit.
The child is alive today because of that deficit.
And tomorrow one may be dead because of it.
The Good Doctor, Mondays this fall on ABC.
A deadly train accident, details at 11.
Hi.
How can I help you?
This is the stolen money from the Key Bank robbery. So there you go.
Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to stop right there. Let's have a little chat.
Sarah Garrett was a probation officer in a neighboring county. She apparently was involved romantically somewhat with Chris Hill. She told the officer she was given this money by Chris Hill, and she mentioned Taylor's name also, but when she came into us, she was the good guy. You know, I'm here, and I've got the evidence. Here you go. You're welcome. We later found out that she was a lot more involved than she let on to be.
She had actually ran information to identify Brian McConnell. She had checked him on the statewide computer system because she had access to it. And she was able to pass this information on to Chris so that they could orchestrate this plot against the McConnell family.
In the courtroom, the defense attorney described it as a midlife crisis that led to Sarah Garrett getting involved with Chris Hill and committing these acts. And when I gave my victim impact statement, I said, "Your midlife crisis destroyed my life."
There was a lot of people that came out on social media and accused Brian of being involved. At the sentencing hearing, Brian had a chance to describe, this event and how he processed the idea of giving back that gun. And there was a lot of people that, for whatever reason, didn't like that. I mean, it's easy to look at a scenario and say, oh, it couldn't have happened that way. But this really happened that way. And for him to have to see all of this, that took a toll on him. It's easy to say, well, just don't look at it, which was definitely something that I encouraged him. I said, stay off of social media, man. Don't look at this stuff.
People said horrible things about me and my wife, saying that we had something to do with this. And even after the guys were caught, they're sentenced, there's still people that go out on the news sites and everything and still say those things. And it's just horrible that someone would kick someone while they're down.
Everyone likes to have an opinion, but you have no right to judge him or his actions when it comes to protecting his family. But even my own husband was saying, well, if that was me, if we were in that situation, I would have, done things completely different. I said, calm down, He-Man. You don't know what you would do.
Until you're in it and your family's lives depend on it, you don't know what you're gonna do. Your family's what's important. Brian handling it the way that he did and giving the gun back seemed crazy to other people, but we had been with this kid all night, and we knew if he was going to shoot us, then he would have done it.
They pled guilty to their charges. Taylor, who had been inside the house, he received 37 years in a federal prison. Chris Hill received 25 years. Sarah Garrett received about 2.5 years in federal prison.
I think that 37 years isn't long enough, because the McConnell family is going to remember this for longer than 37 years. Brian was my hero because he did what he had to do, not only to protect his family, but to protect mine as well. And I am forever grateful.
I ended up leaving my career there and going on elsewhere. Now I'm a financial advisor, and I don't think that I would be the target if something like this were to happen again.
Brian and I we're not together anymore. I just want him to be happy, and I think we both deserve to be happy.
I'm a person that believes everything happens for a reason, And I've always been close to my kids. They've always been my priority. But even more so now is more important than ever that I be with them.
I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to see the worst in people. I'll always forgive. I've had so many people say, you know, if that happened to me, I wouldn't be able to handle it. And, you know, people are a lot stronger than they think. We got through it, and we're going to be fine.